Hey, JC here for RetiredCheap.Asia. You're probably saying, what happened to JC? It's been like 2 weeks or something, almost 3 weeks since I put out a video. So we've been in Isaan. We've had a project going on. That's why I've been busy. What's been the project? Where you been? Well, my members on our member site's been up to date as this progressed. Over time, they get a lot of the details that YouTube really doesn't get. And what are the details about? Well, the details are about Nat and I building a house for her parents in Isaan. Like I said, the members have been up to date on this, but I want to get YouTubers up to date and also talk about Isaan a little bit. We don't do many videos from Isaan. What I'm going to do is give you sort of the synopsis version of the building of the house and my experiences while I've been in Isaan. Having a project to do will keep you busy in Isaan. If you don't have a project to do, you're just hanging out. Most foreigners will gravitate towards other foreigners and spend a little time with them and have a beer or whatever and sort of acclimate to life in Isaan, which is a little bit slower than in most cities. And you might pick up a little of the Isaan language. You're surely going to get a lot of more friendly looks, and it's a whole different animal when you're in Isaan. And experience a real Thailand still if you're in Isaan. It's been fun because over this process it's taken time. We watched, you know, Isaan is a land of farmers, so where we're at, they farm sugar cane, rice, and I think it's yam, sweet potato. And so you're going to watch when we do these aerial shots, it go from dry, parched clay to beautiful rolling green fields. So enjoy that as well. It's a transformation on every level. And if you come to live in Isaan, it'll be a transformation for you as well. I'll have a few comments at the end to talk to you about the overall feelings of being in Isaan this long and experiencing the process of building and the whole deal. But enjoy this little video series on living in Isaan and building a house in Isaan. Hear that? That's right. It's quiet. Why would it be quiet? Thailand's never quiet, right? Unless you're in Isaan. Isaan has a special kind of sound that's different than a lot of other parts of Thailand. Now, you're going to hear a lot about Isaan if you're living in Thailand, because a lot of people that you're going to meet that are workers are going to go to the cities to find work. Why would they have to go to the cities to find work? Because, as you can see, Isaan is a lot of farming communities, and so when people need to go get work, they usually head to the cities. In fact, the younger people over the last 10 or 20 years have always gone to the cities and then worked and sent money back to their parents or relatives on the farms. And so you're going to hear a lot about Isaan. You'll probably end up visiting Isaan, and some of y'all will probably even live in Isaan. So would Isaan be right for you? Well, it depends, because just like what you witnessed there, people are a lot more friendly in Isaan. Now, if you're looking for a lot of distractions, probably Isaan wouldn't be a great place for you. If you're coming from an area of a country, your home country, where it's more rural You'd fit right in here. Very rural. I equate this to when I grew up, we used to always travel. I lived in Florida, grew up in Florida, but we'd travel up into the southern states of North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, stuff like that in the summertime for vacations and stuff. And so it reminds me a lot of going to those rural areas of the United States. It's quieter, it's more laid back, the people are simpler and all that, things are a little bit cheaper. So if that's what you're looking for, this would be a great place. So if you came to Isaan, what I'm going to show you might not even be the same. You might hang out with other foreigners, because there are foreigners in Isaan living here. You might hang out with them and be having a beer with them every night. So why are we actually here? Why am I showing you Isaan? We're actually here because we're helping to build a house for Nat's parents. And we'll bring you through that process and show you how much it is to build a house out here as well. But that's why we're hanging out here. And give you an idea, in case you have to go, you'll know what to expect. If you're going to build a house, which a lot of people will end up building something out in Isaan, why would you do that? Well, I did a video before, I'm not sure about for the member site or for YouTube, and I talked about why, if you're in a relationship, the person in your relationship, even though their life might have improved over what they had when they met you, they might seem unhappy. And the reason they might seem unhappy is the contrast between their new life or their life with you and the life of their relatives and their family back home. It could be a big difference, a big contrast. And so they might start to feel guilty about having such a great life and the people back home not. And this is this thing about having an obligation. And their obligation to take care of their family and everything sort of falls on the person that they're in a relationship with as well. And so you sort of have an obligation to help out as well, because that was their primary goal. That's why they left home and went to work, or why they sent money every month to their parents or family. And if you're able to help out with that, there's an obligation for you to do so. And you would look bad, they would look bad, everybody would look bad if you didn't help participate in that. So where you can help out, the good thing about this is that it's inexpensive compared to back in the West to do that. And so we help out with some charity projects. In the past, for Nat's parents, we put in solar energy, we put in a better well, we built a bigger bathroom, a bigger kitchen. So all that had been done previously. But we needed to build a structure where we had a living room and a couple bedrooms. And that's what we're going to do. I'll show you at the end how inexpensive it is to do that. Also, you're going to encounter some problems. Always when you're building projects here, the people are jack of all trades sort of and masters of none. And so you'll get people that'll do something, they'll start out doing it good and then not do so good, or they won't show up for work. All this is problematic when you're building something here, and you got to be flexible. You got to keep a structured payment plan. So you say, okay, you do this, you get paid for this. You do this, you get paid for this. You do this. So at any point you can change crews, because contrary to back home where you have, okay, this person's going to do this one thing, this person's going to do another, you're sort of going to have a crew that's going to do a lot of these different things, and they might go find other people to do something, and they work as sort of a contractor to negotiate these different things. And you might need to have them move on because either they're drinking too much alcohol, they don't show up for work, their inferior work is there, and so you got to be able to sever the payments and start anew. And so you got to have a good plan for that. But that's expected. Expect that kind of challenges, unless you're going to pay top dollar, Farang dollar, and get a Farang contractor you can talk to in English and all this stuff. Then you're going to pay top dollar, maybe even more than back home for what you get. Everything's functional. As long as something's functional, it's not going to be perfect. You're looking for perfection, you're probably living in the wrong country anyway. Undoubtedly, you're going to end up with some kind of relationship in Thailand with a Thai person, unless you're coming over with your own significant other, or that you just like to be with foreigners and don't want to be around Thai people. But if you are going to be in a relationship, you're going to end up either in a city, if they come from a city, their family comes from a city, or you'll be visiting out in the country, out in some place where their relatives live or come from, and they're going to visit, especially holidays. So I want to show you what I've got. Now I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's a tiny little town, doesn't even have a stoplight. But I found this guest house that was recently built, and I'm going to show you what I got. We got a project going on out here, and so I needed a place to stay, sort of long term. Long term, what I mean is by the month. So I'm going to show you what I got by the month and what the cost is of this. This is a room. Here, let me show you. This is a room, pretty good sized room. It's got a sofa with my stuff on it there, a dressing cabinet, a kick butt, freeze your butt out of the room AC unit, a little mini fridge, view out the back, table and chairs to eat off of, a back door that can be opened for ventilation, sit down toilet, sink, hot water, nice big bed, dressing table or slash desk, coffee, hot water heater, some coffee, and a TV and free kick butt Wi-Fi. So that's what I got. And you're probably wondering, well, how much am I paying for this? Could I find someplace cheaper? Yeah, I probably could have found someplace cheaper. But I always try and keep in mind, what is this really costing? Now, this is new, a new place. It's got everything I need. And they had smaller rooms that didn't have a place to sit down. It's probably 3/4 of this size. For 4,000 baht now. It's 35 baht to $1 now, so you can convert that. This one, because it's bigger, is 5,000 baht for a month. This is what I get. But because I'm renting it for the month, because it was like 400 baht a day, because I'm renting it by the month, they also wanted money for water and electric, which most places will if you're renting by the month. And a lot of times they'll charge you per unit of electricity. And they'll just upsell it from what they're paying off the meter. So this lady said that she wanted 1,500 baht a month for the AC and stuff. And I said, well, I'm not going to be here that much. I'm going to be coming and going. But then I looked at it, and she actually lowered it down to 1,000 baht for water and electricity combined. And so I thought, well, this is fairly expensive for over here. But then I started thinking, okay, so 6,000 baht total. 6,000 baht is 35 baht per dollar. I'm paying less than $200 for a month with this room, with AC, refrigerator, everything I need, free Wi-Fi and everything. So when I look at it that way, it's like, this is a deal. So we got a project going on out here in the middle of nowhere in Isaan. It's a little tiny town, not even one street light. We're only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from Nat's parents' property. I got a place I can stay, do my work. I'm in the AC and all for less than $200 a month. So I just thought I'd turn you on to this and show you, because you might end up out someplace and you'll be looking for someplace like this. I want to know what you could find. Now, could you find someplace cheaper? Probably. Would it be as nice as this? Probably not. So there you go. Not bad digs. I got some JC digs. When it comes to staying, even out in the sticks of Isaan, there's always an option. As you can see from the video, we now have a roof on the house. So the roof is up. That crew is gone, out of here. We actually have got a new crew coming in. They're going to rip out the foundations that the other people had started to pour because they didn't attach the steel to the pole like they were supposed to. So we gave them the, that's all finished. And the new crew started actually today to do some work. So we're on to the new crew. I told you at the beginning, these are the kind of things to realize it's going to happen. They're almost expected at this point. I told Nat had never done this. I said, just watch. This is what's going to happen. So sure enough, we're on our second crew now. So that's what we've done. And interesting thing, the first crew actually had rented a generator. It was supposed to be 2,000 baht for the whole job. When they left, they said, you owe us 2,000 for each week. And we said, well, that's not going to happen. and half the time they weren't there anyway. So anyway, I ended up having to buy a generator. So I thought, hey, why buy the generator? I'm going to buy the generator because I think I can use it with the Ripper Mobile. So Nat and I don't go camping in the summertime, only in the wintertime, because we can't sleep in the van. It gets too hot. But guess what? I was in what was the equivalent of a Home Depot in America. I'm not sure what they have in Australia or UK. They're big home improvement stores. Anyway, I was in there, and I know they have these evaporated coolers, and I don't think they work that good. You put water in them, and they blow air over the water, and it's supposed to be cool, but it never really works out good. But I was in this place called TImyT, which is one of our home improvement places. And I saw they actually had a little air conditioner. Thing is tiny. And guess what? It'll run off our generator. I think it's either 7,000 or 9,000 BTUs. And it's got an exhaust pipe, a little duct that takes the hot air out. And Nat and I will be able to chill out in the summertime in the van with AC. So that's real cool. So here we are at our local hardware store. I'll probably be making frequent trips here. And they actually said that if we buy, I think it's more than 20,000 baht worth of merchandise here, they're going to give us a little table. That'll be well worth our investment, right? Now we have this shop here, which is local. Now this little town is only like 2 blocks long. There's not even a traffic light here, so it's a pretty small little town. We can go about another 40 minutes away, and we got a bigger town we call Nong Long, which is actually Nong Rong, but they actually pronounce the R like an L, Nong Long. And so we can go there, or we could go to Buriram, which is probably about 45 minutes away. So we could go there, and then they have TImyT, Global House, which are big home improvement stores. But anyway, we're going to get our stuff here most of the time because it's really close by where the house is being built. And so they'll deliver it. I think if it's over 2,000 baht, they'll deliver for free. And if not, it's an extra 200 baht to send the truck out. But anyway, we're going to be buying some stuff here. I think we're going to be here a lot. So even though this is a small town, they actually have enough here that we can get by. We've got a couple made-to-order restaurants, cook-to-order, some noodle shops, a 7-Eleven, and I get buy fresh coffee at 7-Eleven, fresh ground coffee made like espresso or latte or whatever, 30 baht, so that's less than $1, so I'm good to go there. They have just about everything you can imagine that you would need. This is, when you come to Thailand, it's about getting back to the basics. Now you could live in Chiang Mai, you could live in Phuket, Huen, and places like that, and you got everything. You got shopping malls and everything. But when you come out to Isaan, you really got to go back to the basics, sort of like what the people, how the people live here. You're going to sort of emulate that as well. And so we got everything we need as far as the basics here. We'll be digging in, and I'm not sure how I'll feel about this place. Maybe it'll grow on me. We'll see. Hey, JC here. If you like that video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel here. Also, we have another video up here you're going to be really interested in watching as well. And if you're looking for all the details of how to retire in Thailand in one place, plus a group of people to support you, check this out over here. Give it a click.